What do ghosts and the unit I have in common? They're both imaginary! Since there is no real number x that can be squared to produce -1, mathematicians created the imaginary unit I. By adding real numbers to the imaginary unit, complex numbers are obtained. Here we're gonna be talking about adding and subtracting complex numbers. First, you remove the parentheses. Then you group like terms. So the 7 and the 3 go together. And the -4i and the I go together as well. Then you simplify the equation, which gives you 10 plus -3i, which can also be written as 10 minus 3i. We're gonna continue to subtracting and adding in the same equation. First, you remove the parentheses, taking into consideration the signs of the numbers. Here we can see that since it's a subtraction, you have to take into consideration the negative sign and put the 7 negative and the I negative as well. Then you group like terms. The 3 and the 4 and the 7 go together, while the 2 and both I's go together as well. Then you simplify the equation and write the answer, which in this case is 0. Here we're going to be talking about multiplying complex numbers. First, we're going to do FOIL, which is first, outer, inner, and last. So we multiply those digits and put the answer below. Here we can see that we have an I squared, which, as previously stated, is a -1. Then we add like terms. And we add like terms again. And then simplify the answer, which is 11 plus 2i. Here we have a square binomial, whose answer will be in the form of a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. You simplify the equation and then you do FOIL. combine like terms. We realize that we have an I squared, which is negative 1. You combine like terms again and simplify the answer, which will be 5 plus 12i.
Our first step is to find the conjugate, which is just changing the sign between the binomial. So now from 5 minus 6i you get 5 plus 6i. Since we are multiplying conjugates, you get a difference of 2 squares. When opening up the parentheses, you need to be careful. You need to remember that both the 6 and the I will be squared. Also keep in mind that your I squared will become a negative 1. Now all you need to do is add. Your answer will be 61. In this exercise, you pretty much have to do the same thing we did in the other one. You find the conjugate, then you multiply it, and you get a difference of 2 squares. You turn the I squared into a negative 1, you simplify, and then you get your answer, which is 10. So for writing a quotient of complex numbers in standard form, what you first need to do is to multiply the equation by the conjugate of the denominator. The next step would be to open parentheses by using FOIL. So now you combine like terms, and you remember that the I squared will become a negative 1. Okay, so I ran out of paper, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep going. So to put it in standard form, you need to separate it, the real number and the imaginary number. So then you have the fractions. All you need to do is simplify, and you get your answer. It's 1 over 10 plus 4 over 5i.